I am a 70-year-old man who has experienced a fair share of life's storms. One of my biggest battles for the past 50 years has been with masturbation. It's a struggle that's been with me like a shadow, an unwelcome companion on my life's journey. It started as a harmless curiosity, a youthful exploration, but it quickly turned into an addiction, a vice that held me in its grip, a grip that I found hard to break free from. Over the years, this battle has taken a toll on me, on my life. It's left me with scars, some visible, many hidden. It's shaped me, molded me, and not in ways I'm proud of. It's led me down paths I would have preferred not to tread. It's held me back, kept me from reaching my full potential. Today I want to share with you the 10 ways masturbation has impacted my life negatively. The first way masturbation ruined my life was through backwardness and retrogression. Picture a man, much like myself, weaving dreams and aspirations, only to find that his progress has slowed down to a crawl. This habit, this insidious addiction, it has a way of anchoring you to the past, keeping you from moving forward. I found myself constantly dreaming, not of a bright and promising future, but of being trapped in my old apartment, a symbol of my stagnation. Each dream was a stark reminder of the life I was leading, a life where growth was stunted, where potential was left untapped, where progress was a mere illusion. It was as if my life had become a broken record, playing the same old tune over and over again with no hope of changing the track. This backwardness, this retrogression, it was a product of my addiction. Masturbation kept me stuck in the past, unable to move forward in life. The second major impact was my inability to go into a relationship or get married. For years I yearned for the companionship and deep connection that comes with a meaningful relationship. Yet, my addiction to masturbation created a barrier that seemed insurmountable. You see, relationships require emotional vulnerability, the ability to open up to another person, to share experiences, to connect on a deep level. But my addiction, it was like a wall, a barrier, preventing me from forming these connections. I was there physically, but emotionally, I was a million miles away. This inability to connect, to be vulnerable, it kept me from experiencing the joys of companionship. I found myself stuck in a cycle of loneliness and isolation, my addiction feeding my solitude, and my solitude feeding my addiction. It was a vicious cycle, one that took years to break. And so I found myself alone, unable to maintain meaningful relationships. My addiction robbed me of the joy and fulfillment that comes from loving relationships. Another way masturbation affected me negatively was by eroding my self-confidence. You see, self-confidence is like a muscle. It needs to be exercised, nurtured and grown. But my addiction was like a heavy weight, constantly pulling it down, preventing it from flourishing. I found myself doubting my abilities, questioning my worth, and shying away from opportunities that could have led to personal growth and success. The more I succumbed to this habit, the more my self-confidence dwindled. It was like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The less confident I felt, the more I turned to masturbation for comfort, and the cycle repeated. Interactions with others became more difficult as well. I was always second-guessing myself, fearing judgment, fearing rejection. This fear, this lack of confidence, it held me back. It kept me from reaching my potential, from achieving my goals. I was trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and low self-esteem, all stemming from my addiction to masturbation. Masturbation also led to financial instability. The addiction was not only time-consuming, but it also held me back from reaching my full potential in my career. My performance at work began to suffer, as my focus and energy were constantly being drained. I was stuck in a cycle of short-term gratification that blinded me from long-term prosperity. Promotions became a distant dream, and my earning capacity was stunted. Furthermore, the addiction led me to make poor financial choices. I found myself spending money on instant gratifications rather than investing in my future. The lure of transient pleasure overshadowed the importance of financial security. I was stuck in a financial rut, with my savings dwindling and no substantial growth in sight. The cost of this addiction was not just monetary, it was an investment of time, energy and potential that I was never going to get back. My addiction was a costly expense, both literally and metaphorically. Physical health problems were another consequence of my addiction. You see, the body isn't designed for constant self-pleasure. It needs balance, rest and recovery. My addiction led to a myriad of health issues, some subtle, others more severe. It started with fatigue, a constant feeling of being drained both physically and mentally. The more I indulged in the act, the weaker my body felt. I was constantly tired, unable to perform even the simplest tasks without feeling exhausted. Then came the more alarming signs. I started experiencing severe back pain, eye strain and hair loss. My immune system weakened and I found myself falling sick more often than not. The act that was supposed to bring pleasure was slowly turning into a nightmare as my health deteriorated with each passing day. The impact was not just physical, but also psychological. Anxiety, depression and mood swings became my constant companions. Masturbation had a negative impact on my physical health, compromising my overall well-being. Emotional turmoil was a constant companion in my journey with masturbation. I was living on a roller coaster of emotions. One day I was up, elated, basking in the temporary pleasure. The next I was down, drowning in the depths of guilt and shame. It was a cycle of highs and lows, but the lows were always deeper, darker and longer lasting. Depression and anxiety became my unwanted house guests. They would sneak up on me in the quiet of the night or in the middle of a crowded room. Depression, like a heavy fog, would cloud my thoughts, while anxiety would set my heart racing, my palms sweating, my mind spinning. I was never at peace. Even in the happiest of moments there was always a nagging feeling, a whisper of guilt, a shadow of shame. It was as if I was living my life on the edge of a cliff, constantly fearing the fall. I was caught in an emotional storm, all because of my addiction. Social isolation was yet another consequence of my addiction. The more I succumbed to the allure of self-pleasure, the more I found myself retreating from the world. It was as if a fog had descended, obscuring my view of the vibrant life I once led. Relationships require effort, time and emotional investment. My addiction stole all these from me. I became a ghost, present in body but absent in spirit. Conversations felt hollow, laughter seemed forced, and smiles were merely a mask I wore. I began to avoid gatherings, preferring the solitude of my room. The comfort of familiar faces was replaced by the cold glow of a screen. My world shrank, confined to the four walls of my room. I pushed away the ones who cared for me, the ones who tried to help. I built a fortress of solitude, not realizing it was a prison. My addiction drove a wedge between me and the people I loved most. My addiction to masturbation led to countless failed opportunities. Opportunities in life are like a train at the station, waiting for you to jump on and take you to your destination. But imagine being stuck in a loop, an addiction that keeps you chained to the same spot, watching as each train of opportunity leaves the station. My addiction acted like a fog, blurring my vision, making me oblivious to the opportunities knocking at my door. Be it a promising job offer that I was too drained to prepare for, or a chance to travel and broaden my horizons, which I declined, preferring the comfort of my addiction. There were times when I was offered a chance to make meaningful connections, to form relationships that could have added value to my life. But my addiction left me incapacitated, unable to seize the moment, leaving me with a trail of missed opportunities. I missed out on so many opportunities because of my addiction. Finally, masturbation left me with a heavy load of regrets and remorse. I look back and see the years that have slipped away, the precious time that I used to feed my addiction. It's like a thief that has stolen my most valuable possession. Time. I think of the countless opportunities I missed, the relationships that could have been nurtured, the dreams that could have been realized, all replaced by a hollow, fleeting pleasure. It's a bitter pill to swallow, knowing that I have let myself down, that I have let my potential go to waste. I'm haunted by the what-ifs. What if I'd made different choices? What if I'd sought help sooner? The remorse is a constant reminder of the life I could have had, but instead, I let myself be consumed by this addiction. My addiction left me with a baggage of regrets. But remember, it's never too late to change. Don't let your regrets become your life story. Take control. Make a change. These are the instances wherein masturbation wreaked havoc in my life. However, it's important to remember that it's never too late to seek assistance and shift the course of your life. I've traversed the path of regression and deterioration, wrestled with maintaining relationships and building self-esteem, dealt with financial uncertainty, health complications, emotional upheaval, withdrawal, missed chances, and have with remorse and regret. These pitfalls, my friends, are preventable. If you recognize any of these symptoms own life, comprehend that you're not alone and that help is within reach. It's never a dead end, and changes can be made. To shatter the cycle of the past, you must first accept the problem and then pursue the assistance. There's a superior life waiting for you on the flip side of this struggle. A brimming with self-assurance, satisfying relationships, health and opportunities. You are deserving of this life. Want to share with you that at the end of this journey I found solace and strength in my faith. Trust in God, pray, and engage in the study of the Bible. It possesses power to liberate you. As mentioned in the Bible, the truth shall set you free. Always remember, it's never too late to change course. Seek help today, and embark on your journey a brighter tomorrow. If you found this video helpful, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Your engagement helps us reach more people and make a difference. Thank you for watching.